Imagine you are a straight male and you're on a first date and it's going so good. I mean, the girl's kind of cute. Personality, 10 out of 10 would date again. Now you're both walking back to your car and suddenly she's like, oh shoot,
Which floor did I park on? Or wait, did I park over there? Oh, wait, no. I definitely took the elevator down to the floor. Wait, which floor are we on again?
and she's beeping around with her key looking for her car. Oh, there it is. Wait, that one? That's your car? On the front of her car, there is a giant picture of another man's face. The face has been laser printed onto her car. And when I say this is a giant face, I mean big. It's like a billboard sized photo. Like just the face and neck of this man are covering the whole hood of her car. And it's not a small car. We're talking like Range Rover. And what's worse, the man is kind of hot. And his huge eyeballs are just staring right at you. And you're just staring right back. In that moment, what do? Do you walk out on this date? Is this a red flag? Because who is this man, first of all? And why do you have his face all over your car? Or do you stay? What do? What do you do?
I feel like that's a big psycho energy, to be honest.
Psycho energy?
How do you do that? Like you just
That's
come up
true.
and it's like, okay, I'll see you next time. And
And you know, there's just so many questions, like where to even begin. Like, who is this person? Is this a celebrity? Or is this an ex? Because imagine what's worse, having a tattoo of your ex's name on your body or tattooing their face onto your car. I'm just saying. Such was the case for Kevin, aka the car guy. Kevin decided, you know what? Am I single? Yes. Am I in the market for a girlfriend? Also, yes. Be that as it may, it's never been a better time to get some other girl's face printed on my car. And look, I don't know how many girls you're gonna pull if you pull up to a date in a car like that, but we're gonna get back to Kevin because he made some questionable decisions. But first, let's talk about Saya. Because Saya doesn't even know that some dude named Kevin decided that he's gonna print her face onto his car. Saya doesn't even know. Saya has no idea. She has no idea that any of this was gonna happen. And all because she likes talking about the weather.
Bow to the pressure of the outside. Let me guide you to revive the light.
Now, there is a show in Japan called Weather News Live, and while it has all of the regular schmegular stuff that every weather channel has, weather news, it has one thing that no other channel has. So, on average, how long do you think people typically watch the weather news?
I mean, most people don't even watch it on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 2 minutes, probably.
That's
5
true.
minutes.
Yeah,
No, even 5 minutes is too long. Like 2 minutes.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if there's like a snowstorm and you're waiting to see if your school is like canceled that day.
It's like a storm or like a fire or an earthquake.
Yeah.
Like on it for a bit.
Yeah.
Still, like.
Right? Weather News Live, their average watch time, 2 hours.
What?
2 hours. 2 hours per person per day. Once you start watching the weather on there, you can't stop. And they're streaming weather news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week, just nonstop, all day, every day. It's a live stream.
It's a 24/7 weather live stream.
Yes.
But why are people watching so much of it?
Right? And I mean, you wonder, like, why are people watching it? What are they even talking about? Like, how could you possibly be talking about the weather for that long? Let me tell you. They're telling you about the weather, yeah, but they're not just telling you about what the weather is like on the outside. No, they're telling you about what the weather is like on the inside. They're looking deep within your soul and predicting what's inside you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So imagine like you're in Tokyo, for example, because Weather News Live, it's in Japan, right? So if you tune into Weather News Live, they're going to say something like this. Good evening and welcome to Weather News Live. As you can see on our forecast to my right, this week Tokyo is looking a bit stormy. Monday is pretty sunny in the high 40s, but on Tuesday, expect a heavy downpour and some wind, with an 80% chance that your partner breaks up with you. And on Wednesday, we'll continue to see the temperatures cool down as we ease into autumn.
Wait. Hold on. That very good part.
Yeah, so they might have slipped in a little bit of a forecast into your life in there.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not even joking when I say that they be out here predicting your life. They have this segment where they predict how motivated you're going to be this week based on where you're located. If you're in Osaka this week, for example, and you have an exam coming up, you might not do so well on this exam. They recommend you take extra breaks because your energy is going to be at an all-time low. And listen, they're not just making this shit up. It's all in the science, they say. It's all in the atmosphere, stratosphere, biosphere. Okay, because apparently humidity levels have a direct correlation to motivation levels. So in other words, the more humidity there is, the more energy you have, which is kind of crazy because I would have never thought that humidity is like connected to my motivation. I mean, I know it's great for my skin, good for my plants, but like for my energy, that's a new one. I hadn't heard that before. But that's not why they have people tuning in for 2 hours a day every day. Because sure, you want to know about your motivation levels, but like, you know, that's like not that exciting. But here's the other thing about Weather News Live. They're bread and butter. It's the thing that really sets them apart, and it's 2 words. Feminine energy. It's all women. Literally, it's all women, all the forecasters. Recently, it looks like they got some men too, but let's be real, they just look like D&I hires. Like, they're just a supporting cast. No one really knows about the men. Who are they? What do they do? The women run this show. And every year, the company releases these like coveted calendars. They're basically like little merch that you can buy to support the show. These calendars have all of the female weather newscasters on them. But I don't even know if you can really call them calendars because it's like 95% pictures of these weather women and 5% calendar. Like a measly sliver of the edge of a page is dedicated to the dates of the month. The rest is just straight up photo shoots. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, it sells. So hey, who am I to judge, right?
Each of the pages has like the numbers in like 2-point font.
They're like, how small can we get it to still make it legible for people to read this? Yeah, pretty much. And now the producers of the show, they're constantly going around from town to town, city to city, looking, searching for who's going to be Japan's next top weather woman. So, summer of 2018, a group of men in suits are sitting at a long table in a conference room. In walks a girl. She's got brown hair. She's wearing a white blouse, a blue mini skirt, and she could be in college, maybe even in high school. You know, she's not look like she's that old. She starts talking. Hello, my name is Saya. I love to take photos and to travel. One of the men yawns. They're barely paying attention to her. They're just waiting to go on their lunch break. And my favorite weather is vapor trails. The men do a double take. Wait. Did she just say vapor trails? Like the white trails left behind by airplanes as they're flying? Does that even count as weather? But the girl doesn't even bat an eye. She's dead serious. And she continues. Lately, there's just been a lot of difficult things happening in the world, but I feel so much better when I watch the weather news. And that's why I would love to be a part of it. And then she whips out a guitar. Where did she get this guitar? Yeah, where did she get the guitar? Is this musical performance like a routine part of a weather news anchor interview? What the fork is even going on right now? So many questions, so few answers. Honestly, I'm just as confused as you are. But now she's got the judge's attention. They're all staring at her like, oh, you're a musician. Oh, okay. Let's go. Maybe this interview is worth us waiting for, not being bored. And the girl plops down in her chair with her guitar, and she's about to whip out like a full-on performance. I mean, why else would she have the confidence to whip out a guitar at a weather news anchor interview? So they're just getting ready. They're like, oh, she's about to like sing like the next top idol. She plucks a few strings of her guitar. Bing, bing, no, wait. Bing, no, nope. Bing, not that one either. Bing, oh, wait, yeah, that one was better. Ping, oh, yeah, ping, there we go. Ping, oh, ping, ping. All right. And then it gets worse. Well, I don't know if it can get worse from there. But she stands up and she says, everyone, please applaud.
The nerve to say that after like
yeah.
to like tune your
I wish I had half of her confidence. If I had even a sliver of her confidence, the things I could achieve. There is silence. Everyone is just staring at her deadpan. And she says, as you can see, I'm just a beginner guitar player, but I just wanted to show you my skills today because I hope this shows you how confident I am. And honestly, whether it's a rainy day or a sunny one, I can put a smile on anyone's face. And that's why I think I would be a fantastic weather news anchor. At this point, the judges, they're just staring at her. They're thinking, how dare you just walk in here and make a mockery out of Weather News Live? That is the weirdest, most memorable interview ever.
No.
You're hired.
No way.
And that is how Saya, who will bring the rise and eventual downfall of Weather News Live, ends the show.
Oh my god, there's no way that's real. It sounds like one of
Bro,
those, like,
it's real.
LinkedIn interview stories.
Bro, no, after Saya joined and after everything that happens, they actually released her interview footage. Like, you can actually find it, and it's all real. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yes. And honestly, maybe the judges were too lenient in giving Saya a chance. Maybe, they should have sensed that she's a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and said, you know what? Left swipe. Is that the right swipe direction when you're saying no in a dating app? Left swipe? I know. It's good you don't know. Anyways, they should have just said, bye-bye, Saya. Sayonara. I just came up with that. Anyways, but maybe they should have done that because not long after she's hired as weather news forecaster, Saya goes viral for swearing on national television, which, keep in mind, this is Japan we're talking about. So maybe like the bar for professionalism for TV professionals is even higher than in the US. So something like swearing is maybe considered more serious than it would be here. And on live television, only months after she starts her new job, newest recruit Saya goes, guys, it's so hot, isn't it? Which, to be fair, those aren't her words. Saya is merely reading comments from her live stream on the weather show. And this happens to be one of the comments that pops up as Saya is like going through this live stream. And after she reads out this comment, she's so embarrassed. She's all red. She's like covering her face. She's like, oh my gosh, I read that by mistake. I never say hot. I never say it like that.
私草夏になんて絶対言わないです絶対言わないです読み上げちゃった恥ずかしい言わないですいや言わないですよ言わない私も言わないですそんなこともうダメ恥ずかしい
This clip of Saya swearing and then apologizing on the weather show goes viral. And what does Saya's manager do? She gives her a promotion. Okay, maybe not, but everyone at the Weather News Live channel is thrilled because more views means more people watching, means more money. Next thing you know, all of the weather anchors are saying, it's so hot today, isn't it? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, Saya is on a roll. Girl pulls up one day in a bright yellow sweater. Maybe it's intentional, maybe it wasn't. The viewers go berserk. They say, Saya, you look like the freaking sun. Someone comments, that is respect for Pikachu. And Saya goes, looks like I'm gonna have to grow some Pikachu ears now.
Oh my god. She's like eating it up.
She's, bro, slowly but surely, Saya is building a boy fan base, all right? She knows what she's doing. In another segment, it's kind of like a live Q&A on the show because it's like they're live streaming and they have different segments. So they have like a live Q&A, you know, get to know Saya, the weather woman. And Saya is talking about like, oh, you know, when I was in elementary school, I used to think that boys who played soccer looked so cool. And somebody comments, oh, I used to play soccer. Wink wonk. Saya goes on. But if anything, you know, I really have a thing for smart people. Yeah. Suddenly, everyone and their mom is commenting which college they went to, what was their GPA, what prestigious field or company they work for, just nonstop. And, you know, to be fair though, Saya doesn't let it get to her. Like she doesn't let it get to her head. She keeps it pretty real. And maybe that's why people keep coming back and they like her so much because it's like they feel like they know the real her. They don't think that she's just faking it. And she'll say stuff like, oh, my sister did my hair today. Or like, oh, the sweater, this is from my mom's closet. I'm just borrowing it. Like super relatable stuff. You know, even though she's like kind of becoming a low-key celebrity, she's kind of got a following, but she doesn't have this like holier than thou kind of personality. She's very low-key, very down to earth.
It's not fake.
It's not fake. That's what people think. They're like, she's very real. Yeah. And people are just eating their shit up. There is this other segment where on the channel, sometimes they will live stream the sunset over Tokyo Tower and Saya will narrate the sunset and she'll say things like, oh, look, you can see the sunset over Tokyo Skytree. Oh, but there's so many clouds, aren't there? Oh, so the sun looks a little bit shy today. Soon the sun will set completely. I'll see you tomorrow, sun. Bye-bye. And in the background, there will be like peaceful music playing. It's all very zen. Someone will comment, Saya says the sun is gone, but I'm looking at the most precious sun right in front of me.
Oh my god. Like hitting on her.
Yeah, referring to Saya. Yep. Fast forward to 2022, a major earthquake hits Japan. At this point, Saya is live on air. She's not reporting on the weather though. She's like having a casual conversation with her listeners. And then all of a sudden, in the time that it would take you to blink, Saya drops her smile, drops her pitch, and goes, earthquake warning has been issued. I will be reporting on it.
そんな気がします。あとウェザーニュースライブ見て、ここで緊急地震速報が入りました。お伝えしていきます。ここで緊急地震速報です。
The next morning, when Saya wakes up, she's groggy, she's barely awake. She looks at her phone to check the time, and she's like, wait, what happened? Did I oversleep? Am I late for work? Because there is a flurry of messages on her phone, all from her coworkers. They all boil down to the same thing. Saya, have you seen the news? Turns out someone had made a clip, a 17-second clip of the moment when Saya suddenly switches from casual mode to professional mode just as the earthquake warning was issued. Someone had made a 17-second clip of that, posted it on social media, and it had gone viral. To date, it is one of the most viewed clips from the Weather Channel since its inception. If you go on YouTube today and you just search Weather Girl Earthquake, all you see is this clip. Weather News Live stock, the company's stock, actually shot up because of this moment, because news outlets from around the world were reporting on this Japanese weathercaster who was so cute. People couldn't believe it when she suddenly transformed into this professional weather woman in 0.1 seconds. The 17-second clip got 16 million views. Yeah. So imagine this. You come home one day and before you even turn on the TV, before you even switch on the lights, you hear Saya's voice telling you, hey there, good evening. Dun dun dun.
Wait, what? Oh.
February 4th, 2023, the Japanese mega corporation Sharp announces a partnership with Saya. They will be releasing a talking air purifier voiced and signed by Saya. From now until supplies run out, enjoy your air purifier telling you different phrases such as morning, afternoon, and evening greetings, pollen information for the different times of the year, and weather forecast, all in Saya's voice. A lucky few customers will even get a signed air purifier containing a personal signature from Saya herself. And so sometimes, you might come in one day and you hear Saya's voice, even before you switch on the lights. Yes. But anyways, I think at this point, Saya's kind of becoming a pretty big celebrity, at least in like the weather world. She's like known, as for her fame. And it's all about to get even more exciting because seeing how well the stocks are doing, the stonks be stonking right now, the company execs decide they need to milk this moment as much as they can. 2 words. Fan meetup. It's gonna be glorious. You love Saya? Well, now you get to see her in the flesh. Weather women lining the stage, fans lining the seats, and cold hard cash lining their pockets. They're about to sell so much merch, and Weather News Live, they know how to make merch better than clouds know how to make rain, you feel me? So they decide plushies. Everyone loves plushies, right? We will have each of the weather women in a plushie form. And you know what? Animal costumes. I want each of the weather women plushies in animal costumes. Cute little animal costumes. They know exactly what they're doing. Tickets for this meetup are gone in an instant. Everyone and their mother wants to be on this meetup. And as the days get closer, the tensions is getting higher and higher and higher. And then it goes downhill. One day, Saya doesn't show up. Unannounced, she just disappears. People are like, what's going on? Is she, maybe she's on vacation? Right? I mean, she's probably on vacation, guys. Like, she's been working herself too damn hard, right? Or wait. What if she's leaving the channel for good? Wait, are you leaving? Saya, please tell us. Can you tell us? I'm really worried right now. Are you leaving? Snap out of it. Pull yourself together, guys. She's probably just preparing for the meetup. You are so overreacting right now. So there's a lot of back and forth among the fans about what happened to Saya. And with each passing day and no sign of Saya, things are getting cooked. Like, she hasn't been gone this long from the Weather Channel since she started her job. So that's why people are getting a little bit freaked out because they're so used to seeing Saya every day. Meanwhile, no response comes from Saya. Her social media, dead quiet. The company, dead quiet. No one, even though Saya has never been gone for this long before. July 3rd, 2023. A muscular-looking man stands on a tennis court. His name, Yoshihiro Nishioka, and he is just oozing with confidence. His shoulders are relaxed, his arms lazily swing by his sides, and everyone can just tell. It's like he's not even worried. Like, he knows this game is going to be an easy win, and maybe that's because he's the #1 ranked tennis player in all of Japan. Except he's not in Japan right now. He's in London. There isn't even a glimmer of anxiety on his face as he casually takes a sip from 3 separate bottles. Why 3? We'll get back to that. Then the cameras zoom out to show the VIP section. Now, usually the VIP section, it's only reserved for close family and friends. You can't just purchase a seat there, as far as I know. And smack dab in the middle of the VIP section, not 10 feet away from Nishioka, is a familiar looking face. Hang on. Am I dreaming? Am I overworked or something? Am I so tired from work that I started hallucinating? Or is this the right channel, or did I just accidentally switch to the weather news? because that face belongs to Saya, the top weather woman from Weather News Live, the one who has been missing for over a week, whose fans have been going crazy about what happened to her, only to find her in the unluckiest of places, sitting smack dab in the middle of the front row of the VIP section of the most exclusive tennis tournament in the world, the Wimbledon, cheering for Yoshihiro Nishioka. Okay, remember how Saya once said that she likes soccer players? And the next thing you know, everyone in the comments is suddenly a soccer player? Yeah, they all threw their soccer balls out the window. Because turns out, Saya doesn't even like soccer. She likes tennis? Bruh, the gates burst open. Comments start streaming in from the fans. How is she there? Why is she there? Are they friends? Since when did they become friends? Since when did Saya even like tennis? Is that even her? The fans start sleuthing and they realize the Wimbledon is streaming the behind the scenes of their like broadcast on their YouTube channel. So like bees swarming to a nest, they all make a beeline straight to the Wimbledon's YouTube. And there, in the CCTV footage of the hotel hosting the Wimbledon's own cameras, you can clearly see 3 people. Nishioka, the tennis player, and 2 women. And they're standing by the check-in desk of the hotel. So clearly they're all together. It's like all one party. And people start speculating that the 2 women are Saya and Saya's mom. I mean, how do they even know what Saya's mom looks like? God knows. But one thing is for certain. Whoever these 2 women are, they are super close to Nishioka because they're the only people he's invited to, I mean, arguably the most important tournament of his life. And I wish I was exaggerating when I say the fans are having a meltdown, but no. They are literally begging Saya to say that that is not her boyfriend. So it's a little bit mixed. So some of the comments are still hopeful. Like one comment said, okay, wait guys, maybe her mom is like related to Nishioka, right? I mean, think about it. Saya doesn't even seem interested in sports and she definitely doesn't have a boyfriend. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That is some big time copium. No way.
On July 6th, 3 days after she was spotted at the Wimbledon, Saya breaks her silence and puts an end to the speculation. She goes on Twitter and says, "It's so hot today." No, I'm just kidding. No, she says, "To all of my supporters, this is a personal matter, but as has been reported by the media, I am in a relationship with professional tennis player Yoshihiro Nishioka. We hope to continue caring for each other and improving each other every day. We hope that you will continue to watch over us with kindness." And she includes a picture of Big Ben to confirm, like, "Yep, it was me you saw in London. Yep, that was me you saw. Yep." And the responses are surprisingly positive. I don't know if the negative responses were removed, but at least on Twitter, the responses are positive. The most upvoted comment, I think, was like, "If you're happy, it's okay." So generally, I think that the comments were like pretty supportive. Pretty supportive. It was a pretty different story on 5 Channel, which is a Japanese anonymous bulletin board site, sort of like Reddit. People were saying some really nasty shit on there. Like, guys, let's all troll the comment section during Saya's streams so that the company has no choice but to take her off the show and end her career.
Wow, that's a lot of spite.
Yeah. And less than an hour later, we get a statement from Nishioka. And it's basically the same thing as Saya's, and it confirms that they're dating. Someone replies on Nishioka's post, "Brother, I ordered green onions, but you gave me regular onions, and now I'm crying because the onions made me cry. But I thought you were going to give us green onions."
I'm really happy for it.
Well,
or like, what is that?
I don't know if that's happy tears or sad tears.
Or maybe that's the trolls getting their meme comment.
Maybe. I think it's basically just a long way of saying, "Brother, what?"
Nobody asked. The prize in the bag.
I like that. Just put the fries in the bag. Yes, pretty much. But like overall, the sentiment on Twitter, pretty positive. That is until one fan comments, Weather News anchor Saya Hiyama's boyfriend is a terrible person who throws things around and is scary because he might commit domestic violence.
What?
Yes. Attached to this comment is a clip of Nishioka from a previous tennis match. And honestly, I don't know much about tennis, so you tell me if this is problematic behavior. Okay? In the match, Nishioka seems to be losing his mind. I'm gonna guess and say he lost the game because he is just slamming his racket into the ground over and over and over again until the racket is smashed to pieces and he throws the handle. That is all that's left to the side. To this scorching allegation, Nishioka replies, I almost never get angry, and rarely do I ever hit someone. How could you ever judge me if you've never even met me? I don't know if he said it in that tone, that's just how I imagine him saying it. One fan responded, okay, the smashing of the rackets, I get the smashing of the rackets. I get it. It's tennis, you smash the rackets.
Yeah, it is very normal.
It is, yes, right. But the decapitation gesture, now that is where I draw the line.
Wait, what?
Okay, so they're referring to, in the video, Nishioka is pointing at his opponent, and then he makes this gesture where he's like slicing across his neck with his finger and then pointing back at the opponent, basically saying like, you're dead. And
That
again,
would get a warning, I think, even in a match.
Really?
You can do that, yeah.
wow. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just part of the game, right? I don't know. Maybe some people do that even if they get a warning. I don't know. But I will say, this isn't the first time that Nishioka has been called out for bad sportsmanship. Just this year, just like, I think 2 months ago or something, it was at like the Cincinnati tournament. Nishioka is up against Polish player Hurkacz. And I'm not a tennis girly. I wish I was. I'm not going to lie. It would be nice. But I'm going to do my best to break this down for you as someone who does not regularly watch tennis matches. So bear with me. So now they're playing best of 3 sets to see who wins. And basically, I think you have to win 2 of the 3 sets and you end up winning. And it looks like it's getting tight. They play the first set. Nishioka wins by a landslide. Set number 2, they're neck and neck. Nishioka's really agitated because he needs to win this set. If he wins this set, he wins period because he won 2 out of 3 sets, game over. But if he loses this set, his opponent has a chance of catching up and crushing him. So set number 2 ends with a tie. Now they need a tiebreaker, which I guess is like whoever gets 7 points first wins or something. And guess who wins the tiebreaker?
It's Hurkacz.
Hurkacz.
Oh, no.
So Nishioka won the first set. Hurkacz won the second set. Now they're on their third and final set. They're playing their final set. They're hot and sweaty. They're both giving it their all, and currently the score is at 2-1. Hurkacz 2, Nishioka 1. Nishioka serves, Hurkacz returns. Nishioka sprints, but he's too slow and he misses the ball. Now Hurkacz 3, Nishioka 1. Oh, he didn't win. He didn't win. Nishioka has 1 point. Hurkacz 3 points. But what happens next? I don't know if Nishioka is playing some 4D chess that in his head that all us mere mortals are just too dumb to understand, or if this guy has just lost his marbles because he starts literally hitting the ball directly at the audience. There's a ball girl and her job is to like give Nishioka the ball so that he's like ready to go. And she's just standing there on Nishioka's side of the court. And she looks so concerned. And Nishioka is like motioning to her to give him a new ball, even though he just hit the current ball at the audience.
He knows he's gonna just...
Yeah. And then he hits that ball at the audience too. And he does it again, a third time.
That's a penalty.
Bro, he got 3 penalties, okay? The referees are losing their bloody minds. Like for every ball that he hit, he got a penalty, meaning his opponent got a point. And because he hit 3 balls, his opponent got 3 points, which was enough for them to win the next game. So now the score
2-1 or 3-1 or whatever isn't even that bad. Like, you can make it back from that. Why did
Really?
you crash out on that? Like, what was that?
Yeah, I don't know. People are like, damn, he's like really like losing it today. One person commented, motherfucker pierced his ear and now thinks he's a bloody Yakuza. Because
Okay, well, that's
because Nishiyuka has an ear piercing. So they're like, damn, he just thinks he can just do the shit.
he thinks he's a cool boy. He can,
Yeah, he just thinks he's a cool boy. He's like, fuck it, you know? So anyways, back to the current times where all of the skeletons are just coming out of the closet. I mean, the fans are doing anything and everything they can to find dirt on Nishioka. So they're analyzing everything. One fan commented like, okay, so why did he even take a sip from 3 different bottles before he played at the Wimbledon? Like, what was that? And people are like, OMG, that is sus. That is sus.
oh no.
Yeah.
The whole thing in tennis though, they're like so on his ass that like
Yeah.
they're just looking at everything.
They're like, okay, bottle number 1, maybe that was water, but bottle number 2, clearly that was like cocaine or something. Clearly that was like some drug or something. Yeah. Unfortunately, Nishioka is not the only one who is getting trolled. July 6th, 2023, the same day that Saya announced her relationship on Twitter, she returns on The Weather Show. But this time, something feels different. Saya's body language, it's just like so restrained, so serious. Her smile is barely there. And even if she smiles, you just can tell it's forced. And like, usually she's known for her smile. People will say she is like a ventriloquist where she can smile, but like talk through her smile and it just looks so genuine. But today something just felt off. And that was because while Saya is talking, the chat is just relentlessly spamming tennis ball emojis and Nishioka's name on the screen. Just non-stop. As she's talking, you can barely even see her face through all the tennis ball emojis that are flashing on the screen. It is crazy. Okay, so also sometimes like during a live stream, the producers will flash messages from the live chat on the screen, but it's like the messages are coming in, right? Like you'll see the scroll of the chat coming in, but sometimes they'll like spotlight a message. So like if a message got a lot of upvotes, they'll like spotlight it like it's in its own little chat bubble. And I don't know if it's like the most upvoted messages or how they choose which ones to spotlight, but at one point, 4 words flash across the screen in their own little spotlight chat bubble. I won't forgive you.
Wow.
And just as quickly as they come up, they go away. It's like the producers realized a little too late that that's what the message said and they like took it down. But yeah. And then one fan, right, wrote on Twitter, Saya, an ally of weak men, is the girlfriend of a strong male athlete. That is so fucked up. So, quote unquote, weak men is a popular term that's used online to describe a man who is in some way not meeting societal expectations. Like maybe they're not strong physically, maybe they don't have like a Chad bod, maybe they're not socially up there, they're not, owning a yacht or working in finance, they're not so high up on the social ladder. And weak men, quote unquote, seems to be the target audience of Weather News Live. So it seems to be a lot of Saya's fans, men who don't feel like they're accepted by society because they feel like they have some shortcoming that doesn't meet the expectations of society. And they're angry at Saya, a pretty girl, because they're like, oh, she's a pretty girl who was nice to them. As much as like a parasocial relationship can allow you to feel that. And now she decided to date an athlete, like basically going against everything that they thought that she was.
She's like a traitor to them.
Yeah, she like betrayed them. Another fan wrote, look, I'm not saying that dating is a bad thing, but look, if she's in a relationship, she should have made that clear as soon as possible and made it easier for weak men like us. I feel like I've been tricked in so many ways. In the end, it's all about having power and sex with a handsome athlete. Yeah.
That's like borderline incel at that point.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And this is not even the tip of the iceberg. A lot of people start commenting some really nasty stuff like, I still want to believe that she's a virgin. Is there a chance that she's still a virgin? Even if they're dating, it doesn't necessarily mean they're having sex. So there's still hope. While the illusion of virginity is off, she's just a 29-year-old sex-addicted old woman on a marriage hunt.
What the fuck?
Yeah. A lot of those comments were from 5chan. People were just saying like, yeah. Like, I thought she was a virgin, but I guess not. So, sayonara, Saya. Yeah. Eventually, when Saya got back on the channel following the Wimbledon match, she briefly did address the scandal, and she said, you know, let's at least cherish the time that we have together. And that phrase specifically seemed to rub viewers the wrong way. One viewer wrote, if she just apologized and said, I'm sorry for pretending to be fake, a lot of people might have been satisfied. But what's with, please cherish our time together? Yeah. And then my personal favorite comment throughout this whole entire fiasco, if anyone doesn't need their air purifier anymore, please give it to me. Because apparently she only signed like a couple of them, so it was a hot commodity, you know?
He's trying to like get in while I...
Yeah, they're like, okay, if anyone doesn't want their Saya air purifier, like, I'll buy it. Another fan wrote, are they planning to push the hardcore fans into despair by her announcing a new life at the fan meetup? Wait a second, I totally even forgot about the fan meetup. Guys, the fan meetup that hasn't happened in 5 years. The fan meetup, it's in 2 days. And let me tell you, there were some really crazy theories surrounding the fan meetup. One crazy speculation was that Saya was actually pregnant and was gonna announce her pregnancy at the meetup. One Twitter user wrote, congratulations on your relationship announcement. There is one point I'm really concerned about though. Was it intentional to invite her to a seat in the auditorium with the best TV coverage? Or was it simply because you wanted a good seat so you could see him play on a global stage? I would like to know if it was all according to plan, with her being on full display to the whole world and even announcing her relationship. Of course, I'm rooting for you two. They're basically referring.
So backhanded.
Yeah.
When like people found her on the broadcast of Wimbledon.
Yes. They're basically saying like Saya's seating placement in the Wimbledon match, like she's basically seated in the most noticeable seat.
If you're watching, you'll see it.
Yeah, like smack dab behind him when he's playing, like in the middle of the front row.
Oh, so the theory is like people will find it and they'll like make another one of those like viral moments.
Yeah. They're like, okay, if you wanted it to be covert, like, I mean, clearly people from Japan were going to watch this match. It's like the Japanese player at the Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And you're sitting smack dab in the middle. Like, what does that mean? You know? I mean, yeah, like fair question. Others felt that there is no way that Saya is even going to show up at the meetup. One of the fans wrote, the fan meetup is also about safety of the audience. So if Saya appears, I mean, it's definitely going to cause a commotion and the program could be in danger if that happens. So I don't think she's even going to show up.
Based on some of those 5chan comments, I would be scared to show up.
Bro, I would be scared too.
What somebody's going to come and try to pull.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would show up. So a lot of people are thinking she's not even going to show. And now, for the day of the meetup, July 8th, 2023, a man with a mic stands on a stage. Around him is a full auditorium of people, mostly men in their 30s and 40s, patiently waiting and wondering about what's to come. The man with a mic starts reading out names, and one by one, women in flowy dresses start lining up the stage. There's no way. Surely there's no way she's showing up, right? The man on the stage clears his throat. Now for our next caster. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble online, but please give me a warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Saya Hiyama! Saya walks onto the stage and everyone starts booing!
Everyone's booing?
Okay, no. No, yeah, thankfully not. Saya walks out to a surprisingly amicable crowd, and she's got her head held high. She's looking great. She seems to be like her usual self. And surprisingly, the meetup goes pretty well. Like, besides a couple of tennis jokes that were thrown in by the host, and they were clearly trying to make, like a lighthearted joke about the whole scandal. They didn't really mention the whole thing. They just sort of like played it as a joke. And I don't know, all the producers did a pretty good job of acting like their company stock didn't just tank a few days ago. Which, by the way, did I mention? As soon as Saya announced her relationship on Twitter, the company stock literally tanked.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But like at that meetup, you couldn't even tell. On the stage, they were literally bringing out and unveiling their 1 million YouTuber gold play button, and they're like passing it around and like talking about how heavy it is. Like, yeah, that's right. We just made 1 mil subs on YouTube. Not talking about how they just had like a whole scandal blow up a few days ago. So it was a whole thing. To this day, many fans still support Saya. Kevin, the car guy, remember Kevin? He's been on her side since day one. I mean, sure, you might question his decisions in designs for his car, but you gotta say this man stuck around with like the most loyal fan. He actually stood up for Saya when all the shit was going down. He was like, guys, like Saya deserves to be happy, okay? So fuck off. And he was like with her through and through. He was fighting for her name as though he was fighting for his own name. Recently though, Kevin did change the woman on his car to be a different weathercaster. But Kevin wants you to know he still loves Saya, even though he changed his car design to be someone else. He said that he made a post on Twitter and he was literally like, guys, I changed the woman on my car, but I want you to know that I still love Saya. Okay, don't get the wrong idea. He very much wants you to know that he still loves Saya. And speaking of Saya, she's doing pretty good, honestly. She did not announce her pregnancy or her marriage. As far as I know, she's not married still to this day. But I think she's still with Nishioka. So it seems like those theories were false. She still stayed on Weather News Live for a while, I think for at least like another 6 months after the scandal broke out. But then she did end up leaving, and she said it was due to personal reasons, but I don't know. You never really know, like, if she felt like she was starting to lose her fans after that whole shebangle. I don't know what I was trying to say. The whole scandal went down. So she had a solid run. That's where we are today. What a whirlwind. What a whirlwind. Yep.
Crazy the power one woman on a live stream could have over all these guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's crazy how idol culture works in some countries. Like, to hold someone to a standard, someone who is in their 30s, and to think that they can never date anyone, like to hold them to that standard, like as a realistic, it's just crazy. The parasocial relationships.
I know, like in Japan specifically, like idol culture is very much a thing and it's very strong there. So like, there are a lot of guys who are like diehard fans of these people and
Yeah.
are like loyal. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really curious how with like AI and stuff, how things are going to change. Like already there is a sort of a culture of people having like also, fake idols or sort of, I don't know what the exact word is, but you know what I mean?
Oh, but you mean VTubers?
Yes.
They're like real people, but the whole time they're on camera, they use the
Yes.
computer graphics model.
Right. Oh, they're real people though.
They're all real people.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's also sometimes like virtual idols that are not real.
Oh.
I don't know how much that is a thing, but I guess I'm wondering with AI and stuff, like how much people will just sort of create their own idols and they'll not be real people.
Yeah.
You know, you can
That's-
hold them to that standard. I mean, not just Japan, I feel like everywhere. I don't know. The future is crazy and scary, but yeah. at least I is okay. And I mean, people move on from this stuff, so that's good. Anyways, that was the story. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your thoughts are. And yeah, thanks for listening. We'll be back with the next one.
So I play tennis. I'm pretty good at it.
Hey, hey, yo there. Whoa.